Hey guys, it's been a minute. Hope everybody's doing well. For those of you that don't know, last week I was gone Monday through Friday, traveling in Colorado, which I haven't done since the August before COVID. So it had been a while, but surprise, today I graduated from Harvard. Having a hard time trying to figure out what my feelings around it are. Obviously, I'm excited and I have a sense of pride and accomplishment, but Harvard as a U.S. university is a pretty small community in comparison, and so a lot of the intricacies might not be as prevalent as some other universities and colleges, and you can graduate from Harvard 3 times during the academic year: November, March, and May. But there is only one commencement ceremony, which takes place in May, specifically over Memorial Day weekend. So I knew as a March graduate, there wasn't going to be any pomp and circumstance or ceremonies or really any celebrating. And I'm curious now, having had this experience today, if I talked to any of the November graduates that I know, how they felt about it. Because you work long and hard, and I've been anticipating this probably for 2 solid years now, and it's over. And I think the majority of the feelings that I've had have actually been sadness versus, like I said, I'm happy in ways, but I miss the community, my friends that are still in programs, degrees, and obviously, ending a program or degree or moving into a different phase of life doesn't make you any less friends, but it does put your life in different perspective. Can typically mean that, you're not necessarily congregating in the same places for the same reasons, or at least as frequently. Sorry, I keep getting the weirdest messages from the weirdest people. Oh, texting. Anyway, excuse me. So I have quite a bit of a sense of sadness around it. I feel like I've been in this just generous, fascinating, intellectually stimulating bubble over the last 3 years, and I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about others. My writing, thankfully, has grown tremendously. My public speaking, maybe not so much, but I'm working on that. And while, yes, there are other things that I want to pursue and tend to pursue, it's sad to see this particular phase of my life come to a close, even though it's not completely closed yet. So it's this very it's how I've been talking about moving back to Austin. I'm in this very limbo-y state of emotional turmoil, whether it be being in Austin itself, not being pleased with where I am personally, certainly not being pleased with where I am as far as my environment is concerned. Anybody that has seen half of any of my other videos will know, at least to some extent, that while I was in the Northeast last year, I was renting my apartment out to 2 separate tenants who managed to just about ruin everything, whether it be things that are broken, things that were damaged, things that were kept in my garage for 8 to 11 months without my permission and are filthy, or, my Peloton, for example, which I finally ordered a new power cord. It should be here, Thursday, which is very exciting. All I wanted to do when I moved back was start to ride my Peloton again. Haven't been able to do that. But anyway, so yeah, lots of emotions, going through yet again, like nearly every single item that I own, in my home, whether it be clothing, books, kitchenware, finding things that I didn't even know were missing, stored in my garage in inappropriate ways. I will save you the story about the trash can, what was in the trash can, along with the majority of my linens. Just use your imagination and think of like the most horrible thing you can think of. That's pretty much what I found. So yeah, but not to end on a bad note, because today is important and I should give myself the credit that I deserve for pulling my idea, or, pulling this idea from out of nowhere, basically because I ran into an issue at Texas State where I thought I might be pursuing a master's degree in education. I think when I started to tell people that I maybe I want to take some classes at Harvard, but it's just like temporary, as I need these like 9 units that I can transfer back to Texas State to continue on with that program. I think people thought I was out of my mind. I think my family thought I was out of my mind, who also forgot that I graduated today. But, I took something that was a negative. I used my resources to find an alternative. I found one. It turned out to be so much more than I ever could have expected, which in turn then changed the direction or the path that my advanced educational journey was on. Turned out to be so much better, so much more fulfilling, and so much more challenging than I think what I had initially picked would have turned out to be. I have met incredible people from all over the United States, all over the world, and I guess maybe instead of this sense of kind of disappointment, I need to think of it in a more positive way, and look forward to what's to come. I think maybe that's another place I'm struggling, because I have a lot of interests. Anybody that knows me knows that I have a lot of interests, and so I want to try whatever seems interesting and stimulating to me, something that has potentially a growth opportunity. And I've done that in multiple careers with multiple facets of education, always thinking, oh, this is the next thing, this is what I'm doing. And then when I come out at the end, it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. So like education, kind of gave up on that, I would say, during my second year. And yes, I would love to be like a James Patterson, a Colleen Hoover, somebody that can just, mass produce books and is that creative and that in tune with their writing process that I could just, mass produce, mass publish. But I'm a nonfiction writer, doesn't really work in the same way. And sure, I have multiple ideas for future publications, hopefully. But there's so many people that are writers that have to have other jobs. And I have to figure out what that's going to look like for me, because this book that I've now been working on for close to 4 years, I do have a hope for publication. And if that's something that I can achieve, that I've worked on through this process of getting this ALM in creative writing and literature, that would be an ultimate reward. But, a one and done is not a career made. So, still a lot to figure out, but a lot to be thankful for. And congratulations to anybody out there in the universe that graduated March 2023 from Harvard. We're done. It's bittersweet. Everybody have a good night. Okay, bye.